What up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of the Season 10 reunion Part 1 of Married to Medicine. So if you have not seen Part 1 of the Season 10 reunion of Married to Medicine, turn this video off, go watch the episode, and come back and watch this video. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I can't stress enough how much support you give by just liking and hitting the subscribe button. And hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out when I post. I'm also not a public speaker. I will tend to fumble my words. You will hear me say, so, like, 1,000 times. It is what it is. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. It is what it is. I will be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. And anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with this show. And also, comment below what you would grade this episode, what you thought of this Part 1 of the reunion. If I forgot anything or was off on anything, let me know in the comments. Yeah, this reunion, this Part 1 didn't really give a lot. I would give it a B-. Now I'm gonna have to give it a C+. Cause I don't know, I feel like Andy was kind of like siding with Quad. And not saying that Quad don't deserve grace, or does she? I don't know. This episode was it had me looking at them sideways a little bit. I don't know. So that's why I would have to give it a C+ for right now. Maybe I'll change it at the end of this review because I did do it on my RHOP review. So I might do it here. But for now, I'm going to give it a C+. Yeah, so yeah, this is the last chance. If you have not seen Part 1 of the Season 10 reunion of Married to Medicine, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the looks, the reunion looks. If I had to, rate who looked the best to me, I don't even care for Dr. Jackie like that, but Dr. Jackie had the best look for me. Her look was the best to me. I put them in order in my notes. So I feel like Jackie had the best look for me. This is my opinion, mind you. Jackie looked the best to me, and then I would say Toya. Then I would say Dr. Alicia. Then I would say Quad. Then I would say Phaedra. And then I would say Heavenly. Then I'd say Sweet Tea, and Simone is in dead last. I did not like what Simone was wearing. I'm sorry. And for Sweet Tea to always calling them old. Oh, yes, I did burn my arm, if you noticed. Looked like some little mountains. But yeah, I did burn my arm. Anyway. For Sweet Tea to call them old all the damn time, she was dressed like an old-ass woman. She looked like she was they age and shit. I was like, what are you wearing, Sweet Tea? Tori was dressed like she was the youngest one there. So, as I've said before, when I review reunions, I just write what I felt like stood out for me. I don't necessarily write everything like I do in the shows when I'm watching a show, when I'm watching the shows and not the reunions. So I'm just writing what stood out. I only wrote what stood out to me. So first off, Sweet Tea sneaking these pictures around, these Polaroid pictures on people's doors. And it's a picture, she sneaks a picture on Heavenly's door, and in the picture it looks like Heavenly and Damon were a little more heavier, on the heavier side in that picture. And then at the bottom of the picture it says, frying pan free zone. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, was that a fat joke? Like, I can't believe she did that. So Sweet Tea's like, well, Heavenly been online talking trash about me and all that, this and the third. Here go Dr. Alicia. I got your back, Sweet Tea. How you gonna have her back and you ain't even gonna be out there the whole time? You a friend of. And Sweet Tea don't need nobody to have her back. Sweet Tea get active from what we seeing. So Andy, he goes to Simone and Jackie's dressing room. He's like, will Quad win anyone back? And Simone's like, well, Quad has to make the decision if she knows how to be a friend or not. Oh, excuse me. So then the reunion starts, and Andy's saying hello to all the women. He gets to Heavenly. He's like, does Laura give you advice on how to bridge the generation gap? Oh, excuse me. He asks Heavenly, does Laura give you any advice on how to bridge the generation gap between you and Sweet Tea? So apparently Sweet Tea and Heavenly have fallen out since this reunion. So Heavenly's like, oh, well, you know, Laura and Sweet Tea are the same age. I said, okay, so this is the heavenly we gonna get this reunion. Damn, I wish I would put some chapstick on. I said, so this is the heavenly we gonna get. So, what's her name? So Heavenly's like, oh, Alora and Sweet Tea are the same age. So he go, Andy, oh, so is Sweet Tea in college? And Heavenly's like, mentally. I was like, oh my God, this is the heavenly we're gonna get. So we get Andy, he brings up Sweet Tea putting pictures on all the girls' dressing rooms and doors and stuff. So Heavenly's like, oh, so are we gonna get Sweet Tea or are we gonna get Long Island iced tea today? Sweet Tea says to Heavenly, oh, we got malt liquor. Called her ass malt liquor. I said, Heavenly, you got the right one this reunion. Sweet Tea she gonna give you what you want. What she tell Gregory and them did? I can give you what you want. She gonna give you what you want. So then, so all through this reunion, Andy's they're gonna be showing some throwback clips from seasons, but these throwbacks are arguments between the women. So I thought that was weird and random to do. So they show the first throwback clip, and it's from season 3. And it's the clip of Simone and Toya going at it. And Simone's like, Toya, you will not put your hands on me. So then they show the clips of all the ladies talking about Phaedra and Phaedra talking about Quad. So then Andy, he asked Phaedra, how is it being on Married to Medicine compared to being on RHOA? Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Phaedra says, oh, well, this group is very different. The thing about these ladies, they care a lot about marriage compared to the housewives, where they just be ready to get the divorce ready and done with. So then, of course, they showed the clip of Toya mentioning Apollo not being at Aiden's birthday party. So they asked Toya, like, do you think Phaedra didn't have Apollo there at Aiden's birthday party because she didn't want him to meet the ladies? I don't think that was it at all. I don't think Phaedra would care about that part. So Toya's like, oh, well, I just feel like both parents would be at their son's birthday party, but she that's how she runs her household, so that's that. Phaedra makes a face, but she doesn't say anything. So then it's brought up from a fan, fan or maybe Andy, because I never know if these fans are actually saying on these papers that he holding or if it's actually him saying it. But it's brought up that Phaedra and Quad were super cool, and then Phaedra all of a sudden changed her flight on the Napa trip so she wouldn't have to fly with Quad. So Phaedra says that she had a conversation with Toya where Toya said that her and Quad didn't see eye to eye, so she didn't even think that Quad was going to even want to go. But it seems like you knew Phaedra that Quad was going, so that didn't even answer the question. But anyway. So Andy brings up something that Quad said on a podcast where she said that Phaedra told her that she was at the pharmacy, only to find out later that she changed her flight, and Quad says that she was disappointed in Phaedra. So then Quad says that she feels like Phaedra turned her back on her, and she feels like that once Phaedra found out that most of the ladies had an issue with Quad, she switched up. Phaedra switched up. That's exactly what she did. She was trying to secure her spot. She can't be friends with you and then be beefing with the rest of the cast. They ain't gonna want her to come back, or even want her to be on the rest of the season. She did what she had to do to secure that check. Just like you was trying to do, but they was like, hell nah. Fat Quad. So then Phaedra says, why would I attach myself to the Titanic? I said, yeah, call that girl the Titanic. Call that girl the Titanic. I said, damn, she couldn't have worded that nicer. She called Quad as the Titanic. Let me grab my water. I keep coughing. I'm not fully. I had a cold over last weekend. I'm like 98%. I still got that little 2% there. So then Andy brings up that Heavenly told Quad. No. Andy brings up that Quad told Heavenly that Phaedra was a liar and that she dated Gregory. And then he asked Quad, does she stand by these words? And Quad's like, oh, I didn't say that Phaedra lies all the time. I would never say that about Phaedra. And Toya over there rolling her eyes like making little, just making faces and noises. Every time Quad said something, they was putting the camera on Toya. Toya was making these eye rolls and just like, and just stuff like that. So, so Andy asked Quad, does she stand by these words? Quad says, I didn't say Phaedra lies all the time. She says that Greg did tell her that they were dating, that they dated. So then Andy looks to Heavenly, brings up the fact that, Heavenly said on the first episode about Phaedra, the truth ain't in the bitch. So he brings that up. And Heavenly's like, well, when I met when I met Phaedra, she told me that she didn't date Gregory. But then she said maybe she did date him. So then Phaedra's like, well, let me clarify, because people say dating, when black people say dating, they mean like hanky-panky. She said that she never did anything intimate with Greg. She said they never even kissed. She said maybe she held his hand. So then Sweet Tea says, Gregory did say that y'all kissed. And Phaedra's like, I never kissed that man. And Sweet Tea's like, well, I don't think he would lie. So then here go Heavenly. Man, what did Heavenly say about Sweet Tea in that moment? So then Quad restates what she said about Greg saying that he was dating Phaedra until she requested $4K a month. And that's when she said, in Quad's words, she said that wasn't in Gregory's ministry. That had everybody cracking up, because it's like, Quad her little country twang. You said you wanted the $4K for a month, but that wasn't in Gregory's ministry. I was just like, bruh. She says, Phaedra did say in her confessional that she got a bag or something like that, and for $10K, well, if you get the $4K for 3 months, you got $10K for your bag, and then $2K left over for some shoes. Quad's funny. She had everybody laughing with that. I was cracking up when she said that. So then, Phaedra's like, well, if I did ask him for $4K, he obviously didn't give it to me, and y'all two married him. Talking about Sweet Tea and Quad. I said, oh, shit. The shade of it all. They were just throwing shade so proper like. I was just like, get out of here. So then Heavenly chimes in. She says, well, Sweet Tea seems to think that Greg tells her everything, but there's a lot of things she don't know. So then Sweet Tea and Heavenly, they had this back and forth. Don't last long. Andy cuts that out. He's like, we're going to play a game where you answer guilty or not guilty. So then the first question is like, was Phaedra being messy bringing Quad to the bachelorette party? And the ladies are like, guilty, guilty. So then Andy asks, did Phaedra ask Greg for a $4K allowance a month? And the ladies was like, yes. They're like, fuck a guilty. Yes, she did. Nobody says guilty. They just like, yes. So Andy, he asked Quad, like, who told you that? And Quad's like, Greg told me that. So then Andy asks Phaedra, then Andy asks, did Phaedra purposely misdial? I don't know why he used that word, but basically he was asking, like, do they think Phaedra set Heavenly up with what she wore to that doctor's mixer with that little ass dress? That shit was wild. So Toya says that Phaedra told her Heavenly wanted to wear that dress. So Heavenly's like, well, somebody said something about her ass being out. Heavenly's like, I have sex with my man every night. He loves his ass. I'm just like, okay, Heavenly. And then Simone said something about all of that ass. And I'm just like, is that a weight joke again? I'm surprised they throwing these weight jokes around. So then, and Heavenly's not even that big. She's not as big as she used to be when she came on the show. So then Andy asks Phaedra and Quad, do they want to salvage their relationship? And they both say yes, of course. And Phaedra, she turns to Quad. She said, I just don't want to be in a friendship where if you feel like I'm not rocking with you, you go and talk about me behind my back. So Phaedra's like, oh, I've never dragged you, Portia. I mean, I don't know why I keep calling Phaedra Portia. What she say? Quad says, I've never dragged you, Phaedra. And then Heavenly's like, she definitely dragged her before. So then Phaedra says that she told Quad that she wasn't happy with how Quad acted at the resurrection, not taking accountability or whatever. And she says that's why Quad called Heavenly, because Phaedra told Quad she wasn't happy with her about the resurrection. So then Heavenly says that Quad told Phaedra everything that Heavenly said about Phaedra, and she thought that wasn't cool. So then they move on and they show Toya's package for the season. And Andy asks Toya, how are you and Eugene doing? Toya says, much better, more loving, she says. Of course, in Toya's package, they show that scene where Simone told Toya that Eugene told Cecil that he's scared to plan things for Toya because she's so critical. She's so, to how Toya is. So then Andy asks Simone after the package, she's like, do you feel like Toya needs to appreciate Eugene more? And Simone says, yes, I feel like my friend needs to allow Eugene to plan something and not attach criticism to it. Toya says, well, that's unrealistic. So then Andy, this brings Andy to, this leads Andy to ask Toya how her upbringing was. And she says at one point she was living with her dad where she'd be scared to leave her car in the neighborhood. And then she says when she moved with her mom into the suburbs, she would get teased for wearing Payless shoes. So from that moment on, she always wanted to live up to other people's expectations, which she knew wasn't right. But as a kid, she felt like that was the right mindset. She says, she says it also raised her own expectations for herself. She says that she's okay with the way that she expects things and things like that. So then Andy brings up, of course, Toya not donating at the Med Gala, and she asks Toya, was the wine that she brung free or did she have to pay for it? So then Toya breaks it down and says that basically this wine that she gave to the charity event, which I didn't even realize was a charity event. I thought it was just a Med Gala. I thought it was like acknowledging and celebrating all the doctors in the industry, but I guess it was a charity event. So Toya says that the wine that she brung for that event was from, so she says like she gets a certain amount of wine a year to promote her business. And she said she took that wine and used it for that event. So basically she don't have any more wine for the year to promote and things like that. So that's what she was saying. So Andy asks Heavenly, like, why'd you put Toya on blast at the Met Gala? She asks Heavenly, do you think that you handled it well? And Heavenly's like, well, I probably didn't handle it well. And I don't handle a lot of things well. It was just like, Heavenly just don't be giving a fuck. She's just like, yeah, I probably didn't handle it well. It is what it is. So then Andy asks Jackie, I don't even know why he asked Jackie. He's like, do you think Heavenly did the right thing? And Jackie's like, maybe not at the right time. Did you tell your friend that? Or was she just hearing this? It's like, come on, Jackie. So then they show another throwback clip from 6 years ago of Jackie and Heavenly getting into it about Jackie not acknowledging Heavenly as a real doctor. That clip was funny as hell because they was like, because Andy asked Jackie, is a dentist a real doctor? And Jackie was like, yes, but if you're on a plane and someone asks if they're a doctor in the house, then she's not that type of doctor. I thought that was funny. Because, I mean, that's true. So, they show clips of the medicine side of the show. You know, Jackie, Heavenly, Simone doing their thing. Sweet Tea talking about her medical issues and things like that. Sweet Tea talking about her medical issues. So then Andy asks Jackie if she's heard from the VP since the show aired, the vice president. And Jackie's like, well, the White House, they were so excited that they can get the message out on a platform like Married to Medicine. And I'm like, that's not the answer that we were looking for. That's not the answer. Like, you didn't say if the VP has reached out since the show aired. I was like, okay, Jackie. So, of course, in that clip about the medicine side of the show, they show Simone telling one of her patients that she can't take the Ozempic drug while pregnant. So then Andy asks the ladies, does any of them take Ozempic? And Heavenly says she tried it, but she couldn't maintain the lifestyle to keep taking the drug. Because apparently you got to take this drug and you got to maintain a certain lifestyle, like you got to diet and stuff like that. So then Andy asks Simone and Jackie, because then also in the clip, they in the clip of the medicine side of the show, they show the clip of Jackie and Simone having lunch, and Jackie telling Simone how she had to tell a patient that's married that she had an STD. So Andy asks Simone and Jackie, how often do you have to tell married patients that they have an STD? And Simone says weekly. And I'm like, that's crazy. So these people out here cheating. People out here cheating. That's a difficult conversation. So Simone says that Simone says weekly. And I'm just like, sheesh. But I think I've heard that you can catch like herpes from a toilet seat, I think I've heard that. So maybe I don't know. So anyway, this is when Andy brings up the interview that Jackie has been under fire for, where she stated that black women often cry wolf when it comes to the doctors and things like that. So this is when Jackie has to get emotional. She's like, it was one of the hardest places I had to sit in medicine, because those words tore down everything that I do to promote black women, the well-being of black women. She says it was really hard. And then Andy brings up Phaedra being one of the first people to publicly defend Dr. Jackie. I didn't even know that. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't see it. So then Phaedra, she's like, well, I know how it feels. I know the feeling of being canceled. Yeah, she does know. She says it takes 30 seconds to go online and attack someone, but it takes years of education to become the type of physician that Dr. Jackie is. And she says judgment shouldn't be based on just one misstep. It should be based on the work, and Jackie is actually doing the work. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't pay attention that much to Jackie to see if she does the work. I've always felt like Jackie has been too timid for this show. She don't share her real feelings and expressions unless it's in confessionals or just not at all. So it's just like, I don't know how I'd be feeling about Dr. Jackie. So then Simone says how she was devastated at all the hate mail that Jackie received. And Jackie talks about the support that she received from the ladies, except Quad. She pointed out that she didn't receive any support from Quad. So then Quad, she's like, first of all, Jackie's an amazing doctor. She says, then she starts to say, I know exactly how it feels to be attacked. She starts making it about herself. I'm just like, so then Andy's like, well, we want to know, like, why you didn't reach out. So Quad's like, well, I had a lot of things going on. I had my own thing going on at the time. She says that she did send a group text to Heavenly, Jackie, and Simone, and told Jackie that she was praying for her and to keep her head up. And she says that she said she couldn't be there the way she wanted or should have been. Jackie chimes back in, I just want to let you know I love and care for my patients. I am invested in them 24/7. And then Andy just had to try to make Jackie sound even more believable. He's like, oh, and at one point it almost ruined your marriage. It's like, okay, Andy, we see what you're doing there. We see what you're doing there. So then they show Quad's little package from the season. She was only in a couple episodes. Quad starts to get emotional. She's like, I'm not perfect. And I admit I've done some things to upset the ladies. Then she says, Anila was the one that said Toya was sleeping with men in the neighborhood. I'm just like, oh my God. But then she says that she shouldn't have repeated it. And she says, I apologize, Toya. She said, this is my third time apologizing, so I hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears. I'm just like, this is the best apology you're going to get from Quad at this point. She says that things in the group have been said that have hurt her as well. I'm just like, here she go again, bringing up what's been done to her instead of just apologizing for what she's done. This is what they be talking about. So then, I gotta stretch my leg. I'm sorry. This motherfucker is hurting me. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, I had to stretch that leg. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, then where was I? My leg was like, you need to stretch. So, then where am I? Yeah, so she brings up how things have been said in the group that have hurt her heart as well. She mentions how she didn't like how Simone said that she slept with her contractor, but then she said she turned around and did the same thing to Toya, so she knows she was dead wrong for that. So Andy's like, well, Quad, what do you think the group is not understanding? So Quad's like, well, I just feel like anything I say falls on deaf ears. So then Andy seemingly tries to back up Quad and says, I feel like you have been apologizing numerous times and it's not received as quickly as the other ladies receive each other's apologies. So Toya chimes in. She's like, oh, no. This is the first time just now that Quad has apologized and actually took accountability in her apology. She says that she feels Quad's apology is convenient now, but she wants to see how Quad acts moving forward, because it's not the first time that she's like done things like this or whatever. So then Quad's like, oh, Toya, I didn't have to come and apologize. But I do notice that other people's apologies are accepted quicker. And Toya's like, cause you lie. She says, in Napa, you came on TV and you said that you had this entire speech about how you was there for me. But before that, you sat on the couch with me, Sweet Tea, and Simone. And you said that you was just there for a check. And Sweet Tea backs her up and says a check. Same time Toya says it. So she backs Toya up on that. So then Quad says that, well, I feel like you didn't want me there. I feel like it was a setup. So Toya says to Quad, if you really wanted to mend fences, you should have just came and did that instead of making it about a check. So Quad's like, well, you didn't want me there. So then Toya says, well, you could have called me and asked me, was it okay to come? And Andy asks Toya, like, well, what would you have said if she called and asked you that? And then Toya brings up that she told the ladies to invite Quad. And of course, they show that scene where she told the ladies that. And then Quad says, well, Toya, I perceived it wrong and it was my mistake. Notice how she don't be saying apologize. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 with Quad. So then Andy asks the ladies, what did they think should have happened at the resurrection? So Jackie says, well, I just would have loved to hear Quad say that she messed up and she hasn't been in touch, but she would love to come back into the circle and show support. So Quad's like, well, if the invitation was there, and I would have gave it. I would have gave it back. So Jackie's like, well, the friendship goes both ways, Quad. So Quad says, well, Quad brings up something that should have been brought up from the jump. So she says that she did want to reach out to Jackie when that resurfaced when I told y'all I'd be fumbling my words. She says that she did want to reach out to Quad when that resurfaced clip came up, but Heavenly told her it wasn't the best time. And then Heavenly even chimes in and says, yes, I did tell her that. So I'm like, well, she should have brought that up. So basically, you did want to reach out to Jackie, but you was told not to by Heavenly. But in But then Simone does have a valid point in this next argument when she says, Quad, why do you need Heavenly's permission to call Jackie? You know? So Simone was right when she said that. So Quad's like, well, let's not pretend like Heavenly and Jackie aren't like this. And, you know. So then Heavenly says when the clip resurfaced, a lot of the ladies thought it was Quad's doing. And I was like, oh, wow. Now, I ain't the biggest Quad fan, but I didn't, when that clip resurfaced, my first last thought was never Quad. I don't think that was Quad at all. Buffy maybe, but not Quad. And it's just like, regardless if Quad did it or not, Jackie said it. Don't get mad now because it's brought back up and you under hot fire. Don't try to make it seem just because even if it was Quad. But I was just like, they really thought it was Quad? That's crazy. So Ebony says that the ladies thought it was Quad's doing, so she called Quad to ask if Quad had anything to do with it, and Quad said no. And this is when Quad asked, she should reach out to Jackie, and Heavenly said no. But that also makes me look at you, Quad, because if Heavenly had not Heavenly called you to ask you if you had something to do with it, would you have even had your own thought to call and reach out to Jackie? Still, just to check on her. So then Andy asked Quad, why do you think that it was the best time to come back to the group at Sweet Tea's bachelorette party? And Quad says, well, all the ladies would be together at that event. And I heard they've been asking about me. Then she says Toya had my name in her mouth, and then Toya made it look like she was about to say, "Bitch, what I need your name in my mouth for?" Until Quad said she brought up my DUI, and Toya's face was like, "Oh yeah, I did bring it up." It looked like Toya was about to say, "Girl, what I need to bring you up for?" Before Quad was like, "Well, Toya bring up my DUI." So I thought that was funny. Like I said, they kept putting the camera on Toya every time Quad said stuff. So then Andy asked Phaedra shady ass questions. She's like, well, do you think that the ladies should have reached out to Quad Sings though they were asking about her? I was like, Andy, we see what you're doing, Andy. We see what you're doing. So then Phaedra brings up, well, I did mention to the ladies that the phone works both ways, and which is when they told me that she doesn't return their calls. So then Quad says, I don't get any calls from them. So Andy asks Quad, well, do you call them? So Quad starts to say some stuff, and all the ladies are, oh, no, Quad, don't lie. Simone's like, you need to keep it a buck. You know, be honest. Keep it a buck, Quad. So Quad's like, well, we don't call each other. So then Simone says, we don't call each other, but if something happens in your life, I show up. Unlike you, where I can only say you showed up about 3 times. She says, you've only showed up for me about 3 times when we were filming. Can you name any time when you showed up for me off camera or period and things like that? She says she says you've been to my house and things like that. I can't name one time where Quad has invited me to her house and things like that. So Quad says, well, we weren't friends, and Simone says, well, we weren't friends last year, but I reached out, I showed up. She says something about Quad. It looks like Quad didn't want Simone to say it, but Simone says it anyway. She says Quad lost her niece or great niece or something like that, and this was after the Napa trip and the Met Gala, after they was done filming and all that. Says that she reached out to Quad when Quad lost her niece, and Quad gets super emotional, and Simone's going on. She's like, friendship is not about this platform. It's about our real lives, what happens off camera. So then Quad says, well, it was a time and me and Simone were close and we fell out. I don't know why. I'm just like, come on, Quad. They telling you why. So then she says, one time Quad starts bringing up some stuff. I was shocked. Because when she said that Heavenly told her not to reach out to Jackie, I was like, oh, well, that should have been brought up. So then she brings up this next instance where she says, one time her and Simone went to dinner and she told Simone that she wanted to apologize for anything that she's done to Simone. And Simone tells Quad that she don't need time and that Quad has done nothing to her. and that she just doesn't want Toya to be upset with her. And even Heavenly backs Quad up on that. Says, Simone, you did say that. And then even Simone, she said that Quad is paraphrasing it though. But then even Simone basically admits in her next statement, she says, I won't do anything that'll jeopardize my friendship with Toya. She says, because Toya shows up for me. She says, Toya does this, does that. Toya loves on me, da-da-da. I'm like, and not to mention, you want to have an orgy with her, and she didn't have a dream about y'all having sex, so let's not forget that. Anyway. So then Heavenly chimes in, she's like, well, even so, Simone, that's not a reason to be upset with Quad. And I'm like, look at Heavenly speaking truth. Because I'm like, if you don't have a genuine problem with Quad, and it's only because she's beefing with Toya, then you are wrong, Simone. So then Quad says, Simone did reach out to me when I lost my niece. And I appreciate that from Simone because I am still dealing with that till this day. So then we get this final moment. The ladies break for lunch. And Quad pulls Jackie to the side, basically confronting her like, why would you believe that I would have anything to do with that resurfaced clip? She gets emotional. She's like, I can't believe that you would believe something like that. Like, why wouldn't you have called me or reached out to me? Da-da-da. Jackie's like, I was in a bad place at that time. And oh, yeah, Quad does apologize again to Jackie in this moment for not reaching out to her. So Jackie's like, I was in a bad place at this time. Jackie says, oh, we're not connected enough for me to believe otherwise. I was like, I can't believe they really thought that was Quad's doing. She says to Quad, at that moment, I just felt like I would rather lose a friend than to lose myself. And I'm just like, oh, girl, Jackie, a part of me don't even believe that Jackie thought it was Quad. I feel like when Heavenly brought that up, all the ladies probably was like, oh, nobody thought it was Quad, but you, I guess. But they just let it ride because it's Quad. Part of me don't even feel like any of the ladies thought it was Quad but Heavenly. But that's just my thought. Yeah, like I said, I would grade this reunion a C. I would put it in between a B- and a C+. Because them 2 points that Quad made, I was like, okay, now I'm kind of looking at these women a little different. Because I didn't know this was happening, you know? But, we see in the next clips for the next reunions. It's going to be a part 3. It's going to be a 3-part reunion. I don't understand why. But, we see that Sweet Tea is going to get into it with possibly Quad or Heavenly some more. Well, Heavenly some more, definitely. We see they're going to talk to the man, and Kima's going to get a lot of questions. And we see them bringing Apollo in. So, I'm just going to wait to see what's going to happen with these reunions, with the rest of this reunion. And, yeah, thanks for watching this review. Comment below what you thought of the review. If I forgot anything, what you would grade this review. If I was off on anything, let me know in the comments. That's what you guys are here for. Like. Subscribe. It supports my channel more than you know. I don't only review Married to Medicine. I review other things as well. I just did my RHOP reunion. I just did my RHOP review. Check that out. If you like the ratchet shit, I did my Baddies Caribbean auditions review. Check that out. And yeah, just check out my channel. Stuff there that you might not know that I review. Just check out my channel. Hit the notification bell so when I post, you don't miss it. And yeah, thanks for watching again. See y'all in the next review. Peace.